So this is what happened when you fuck with the tiger. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Of course, this is just a joke. My arm is not broken, but it is very sore. It is very painful. And all of that because my test ride on Triumph Tiger 1200 GT Explorer. So my Kawasaki Versys is now 3 years old. And I am planning to sell this bike next year and buy a new bike. And because of that I wanna test some bikes. And of course, first on my list is a new Versys 1100, which is basically the same motorcycle but with the new engine and few improved things. But I consider as well another bikes. If I will choose another bike, I need to be sure that it's as good as Versys or even better. The best way to get this knowledge is just to test ride some bikes. The easiest way to do it is just go to the motorcycle dealer for a test ride. Such a test ride is very short. Most of the times you're getting the bike for half an hour or 1 hour and you can just ride around and see if you like it. Well, you will not figure out in the 1 hour if you like the bike. It's just not possible. So I have a better plan. I would rent the bikes that I like for a day, the test ride the whole day. Of course, I'm going to make a video for you as well. And then in the end of the year, I will decide what is the best option for me. But of course, renting the bikes is not free. I have to pay for it. It costs money. So if someone will give me free rides, I cannot say no to that. And that's exactly what happened this time. I was again invited by my insurance company for a test ride, and this time it was by the Triumph dealer. Of course, they have several bikes to test. I chose the bike which is best suited for me. At least that's what I think. It is similar to the Versys, but at the same time very different. And of course I'm talking about Triumph Tiger 1200 GT Explorer. It is quite difficult to make a good test ride video when you have a just 1 hour ride. But I managed to do that before. But before I was always a bit earlier. The bike was there. I could learn the bike a little bit. I can mount my cameras and then I can do the test ride. Unfortunately, this time it was very chaotic. So it was 1 hour test ride in the group with the guide. And when I came to the dealer, my bike wasn't there. But because test rides were scheduled for the whole day, so I thought the bike is right now on the test with another group. So I was patiently waiting for my turn. But then happened something else. The guide came and just said, okay guys, we are going. I said, yeah, but where is my bike? And the gentleman said, yeah, it's staying on the other side of the building. So I didn't have any choice. I jumped quickly on the bike and I have to go with the group. So I didn't have time to learn the bike. I didn't have time to mount my camera on the handlebars. So the view is gonna be just from my helmet camera. So I won't be calling that a test ride. I'm gonna call this the first impressions ride. And I'm gonna give you all my first impressions, what I think about Triumph Tiger 1200 GT Explorer. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So ladies and gents, Triumph Tiger 1200 GT Explorer. Bike similar to the Versys, but on the other hand very different. Of course I will compare Triumph Tiger to my Versys, because if I want to get rid of the Versys and buy something else, then I would need to have something similar. And the Tiger is pretty close. Of course there is a different engine, there is 3 cylinders engine. Triumph Tiger doesn't have a chain, it's shaft drive, so no maintenance needed, but ride experience is different as well. I rode on Toon Tiger 1200 about 4 or 5 years ago, a previous model, and I had very good impression about this bike, so we'll see how this one will go. Okay, ladies and gents, Tiger 1200 GT Explorer. I really liked the quality of build of these bikes. They are really nice made. Okay, let's see, it's keyless. So ladies and gents, this is 1 hour test drive with the guide. So we'll be riding for 1 hour in a very beautiful neighborhood. Okay, I need to get used to the bike a little bit. The height is more or less like a Versys. Theoretically, this bike is higher, 85 centimeters, but it doesn't feel like. First and very positive impression is the bike is very comfortable, very smooth. I don't like the handlebars, they're very wide and they're a bit too far away from me. And I'm getting quite a lot of wind in my helmet. I don't know how I can change the windscreen setting. I didn't check that, that's my fault. The 3-cylinder engine, very smooth. It sounds a little bit odd, but I'm used to 4 cylinders and that's 3 cylinders. So of course it's gonna be different feeling, but very smooth so far. The build quality over everything on my handlebars is very good. Mirrors are very funny looking. Yeah, it's gonna be very windy review, guys, because I am getting quite a lot of wind and I have no idea how I can set the screen higher, but I think it is on the highest position and I'm having quite a lot of wind on my helmet, so definitely screen change. Very responsive engine. Leaning the bike in the corner, no problem. Very nimble, feels good. I can feel some vibration all over the bike, on the handlebars, on my butt. But the ride is very smooth. This bike is, if I remember correctly, 150 horsepower, so it is pretty powerful bike. Yeah, the suspension is working very nice. As I said, the bike is very nimble, but not as much nimble as my Versys. Let's see flexibility of the engine. 5th gear. Yeah, it's going, but with difficulties. 6th gear. Yeah. Let's see how the quick shifter works. Yeah, the quick shifter works much better than in my Versys. Let's see the brakes. Oh, brakes are very good. Yeah, the quick shifter is very good. It's working very nicely. Gear change is very smooth. By the way, this is very nice area with a lot of nice roads, so it's a good testing area. Well, I already have an issue with the handlebars. I already have a pain in here. The handlebars should be like that, so they should be more bended towards the rider. Right now it's just way too wide and it's just a wrong position, at least for me. Except for that, the rest, yeah, very comfortable bike, very comfortable seats. Let's see if I can find the settings for the suspension. The first time I'm sitting on this bike, so I have no idea how things work here. Suspension, let's see. It's very soft at the moment. Yeah, it has a punch. And of course incredible amount of wind in my head. So I hope you can hear anything. Legs position, my legs are quite high and they pretty much bend, but I'm sitting quite comfortable. I don't have any problems with my legs. I can switch the gears very easily. I didn't try the rear brake yet. Let's do that. Oh yeah, it's working pretty good. This bike has Brembo brake calipers up the front and they are working fantastic. The brakes are much better than in my Versys. Very smooth in the corners, no jumping. Yeah, it is very comfortable ride. The only issue, I have now 5,000 RPMs and bike is shaking. I have vibration on my butt, on the foot pegs and on the handlebars. So if I would like to ride all day like that with a 5,000 RPM, I'll be miserable, I think. But I really like the quick shifter. I'm saying that quite a lot, but I'm a very unhappy person with my quick shifter on my Versys. The Tiger 1200 GT Explorer is very well equipped. Electronic suspension, keyless, heated grips, heated seats, both for the rider and the passenger, and many more things. I'm gonna tell you more in the end of this video. Oh, that's a very nice road. It's just the rider before me is not very good. This bike is very good in the corners. Very smooth. I don't have to do anything crazy, I just push the handlebars a little bit and it's going where I want him to go. Switching the gears from the second to first is no problem. Let's see how easy it is to find neutral. Second, no problem, the gearbox is working perfectly. You just hear the click, 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 click. Yeah, it was quite a big jump, but still I feel quite comfortable. I didn't feel a punch on my butt. The seat is very, very soft and very comfy. Okay, I'm getting used to this bike now. I've got the feeling what I can do with it in the corners a bit more. But of course, to properly test the bike, I will have to ride it for at least a day. I'm gonna give you today just the first impression of this Tiger 1200, and maybe I decide to do further tests if I succeed with renting this bike. I was a little bit afraid that this bike is gonna be much too big for me, but actually it is not. It's looking big, but it is not big. Very nice corners, well chosen roads. Just the biker before me is not so good in the corners, you see it. I can feel the bike, so I can definitely go faster in the corners. But in this kind of test we are not allowed to take over the other bikes. Go. Until now I didn't really use more than 4 gears. I have a pain in my hands. The handlebars are not good. I like this bike in the corners. It behaves very, very nice. Oh, I just noticed this. I thought this is a sensor in the mirror, but actually it's a light, which means that it has an how it's called, mirror assistant. So if something is very close to me, the light goes on. So I am now on 3rd gear with the 4000 RPMs, and the vibrations are still there. 3000, I can still feel vibration, less, but still. Oh, I'm very happy with the quick shifter here. I wish my quick shifter in my Versys works like that. This is really smooth. So I have no idea how I can change the ride modes here. This is the cruise control, so the bike has cruise control for sure. But how can I change the ride modes? Oh, brakes are very good. front brake feels like very punchy, but at the same time it's kind of soft. So you feel the punch at first, and then it goes very smoothly. I'm still comfortable sitting. I don't have any pain, discomfort or anything. Okay, so my knee is a little bit confusing for me right now, but I just don't know that bike. How do I do that? Sport. Is that what I have now? Yeah, I'm gonna complain again about the handlebars, but I already have a pain in my right hand. It's just painful. Ah, shit. Yeah. Different handlebars are needed. Yeah, this bike really wants to go in the corners. But as usual, I'm getting a rider before me that is not so good with the corners. And this way we're getting shit. Position on the bike is very comfortable. I am sitting upright, but I'm leaning a little bit forward because of these handlebars. If I would have here different handlebars, I would be even more comfortable. My legs are in a good position, relaxed. Okay, let's try to switch the thing for the rain, for example. I don't know if I did change anything because I don't feel the difference actually. Still have a lot of power. Let's try something else. It's to the sports. And let's see if I can feel any difference. Oh yeah. Okay, I can feel the difference. Yeah, it has a punch on a sport. Okay, let's switch back to rain. Yeah, it still have quite a lot of power, but I'm missing the punch. And I have the icon here of the display with the clouds, with rain. Let's change for sport again. Oh yeah, baby. There is definitely a big difference. Yeah, I like how nimble this bike is. I think I can do better with the Versys, but this is not bad. Riding standing position, I think my legs are a bit too high for that. But it is doable. I'm a bit tippy toes, but less than on my Versys. This bike is a bit lower, I think. And it shouldn't, because according to what Triumph says, 85 centimeters. Versys is 83. And my inner size is 80. So I'm always on tippy toes. but I'm less tippy-toes here, I think. It is much easier for me to switch the legs. The bike doesn't feel heavy. It's actually feel more or less like a Versys, or even less. Okay, that was very good test of acceleration and the brakes at the same time, and both are very good. Very good acceleration. Power goes immediately. Quick shifter is working very smooth. It goes very nicely in the corners. I must say this bike is pretty good. The build quality is insane, so the English are really doing good job. Every plastic, everything fits nicely, so there are no holes or any other stupid things. And we are back at the base. I'm gonna tell you more about this bike in the garage when I will know all the data, and I will tell you more about my thoughts about this bike. So that was the first impression ride on Triumph Tiger 1200 GT Explorer. So what is my conclusion? Well, the Triumph Tiger Explorer is a very comfortable bike. I really liked the seat, which is very wide and very soft. My butt was very comfortable in it through entire ride. I like the powerful 3-cylinder engine, which is very smooth. But of course it's not 4 cylinders like Versys, so it sounds for me a bit weird, but it's just in my head, I think. I really like the quick shifter on Triumph Tiger. It is working perfectly. Gear change is very smooth, very quick, no jumping, no jerking, everything is as it should. I wish that my Versys would have such a quick shifter. The Triumph Tiger behaves very nicely in the corners. It is very nimble, it's just very pleasant bike to ride. This bike is incredibly well equipped. It has almost everything. It has heated grips, heated seat for the rider and the passenger, electronic suspension, quick shifter, mirror with side assist. There are 4, I believe, ride modes and many more things. I'm gonna put all the details in the end of this video for you. But of course, perfect motorcycle doesn't exist, and Triumph Tiger has some issues. So the first and the biggest problem for me is the handlebar. It is incredibly uncomfortable, at least for me. I don't know, maybe some of you did ride this bike and you didn't complain about it, but for me they're just too far away and the bend is incorrect, and it really hurt my arm here and my hand here. So I have quite a lot of pain, everything is sore. It was just not comfortable, and that was just after a 1 hour ride. So if I ever consider to buy Triumph Tiger, first thing to change would be the handlebars. Another problem for me is of course windscreen, but I'm changing windscreens in every bike I buy, and the reason for that is I have very short legs and very long upper body, and because of that my head is always above the original screens, so I always need a bigger screen. Same story with the Triumph Tiger. I didn't have any buffering on my helmet, but there was just quite a lot of wind. Another issue of the Triumph Tiger for me is the vibrations. For example, my Versys has a vibration between 4 and 5000 RPM, and mostly they are on my crossbars, so around the engine area. Unfortunately, Triumph Tiger has vibration all the time, so from the very low RPM to very high RPM the vibrations are there. They're not very bad, but they are constantly there. and I can feel them on the handlebars, on my seat, on my foot pegs. The whole bike is vibrating. And that is not a big problem when you're riding around the chimney or you're just going to your work and coming back. But if you are traveling for, let's say, 2 weeks every day, few hours, then you are in trouble. I don't think I'll be very comfortable with my body vibrating every day. And the last issue that I have with Triumph Tiger Explorer is its price. I understand that this bike is incredibly well equipped. It has everything that you can imagine in standard, so the price needs to be high. But the basic without side cases and top case, which are needed for traveling, cost around 25,000 euros, which is quite a lot. Because for 21,000 euros I can buy brand new versus with all the luggages and everything. Personally, I don't mind to pay more for the bike if it is perfect. So I would gladly pay 25,000 for the Triumph Tiger if he wouldn't have any issues. But that's not the case. So I don't think I will buy Triumph Tiger, but as they say never. So who knows, maybe I will do another test ride with the Triumph Tiger. But this time I will rent the Tiger for the whole day and I will pray that it won't break my arm. So with that conclusion I'm gonna end this video. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you like my channel, you can support me by clicking the super thanks button underneath the screen, or you can buy me a coffee. All the information how to do that are in the description of this video. So I will put all the data and all the information about Triumph Tiger 1200 GT Explorer on the screen now. And again, thanks for watching, and of course, see you in the next one.